If I tell you that religion doesn't play a significant role in our country, some of you will look at me and say, does this guy understand what he's talking about? Like one of the favorite quotes of one of the Nigerian business activists, Dele Faroti, he said, if I tell you fire can burn on the water surface, you do not argue with me. Just demand of me the ashes which I can bring from such insinuation. So if I tell you today that Nigerians are wicked, you will say, maybe I'm wrong. But the truth is just that Nigerians are wicked. Judging from what has been going on in our community these past few weeks, days, should have tells you a lot about what Nigerians are. Nigerians are actually indeed wicked. And our wickedness has spread across all board. Some people call it corruption. Some people see it as a means of, or as a way of life. In fact, in this part of the world, if you are not outrightly corrupt or odiously corrupt, some people will still come and blame you and say, why aren't you corrupt? And they might not use the word corruption per se, but they will tell you why you have chosen not to. They will question your integrity and why you have chosen not to steal money. So every illicit means to make money in this world is an opportunity for an average Nigerian. Today we're going to be discussing. I'm not supposed to do any video tonight. I just want to share my opinion on what has been going on these days. In Nigeria as of today, we have fuel scarcity. People are finding it difficult to get fuel. If you go to every filling station today, you will see different kind of queues that are unlimited. You see people turn to animal beating up themselves just to get fuel. When you go to any INEC office, they are now even collecting bribe to give out the PVC that was instructed by the government to do. When you go to banks, every bank managers have turned themselves into bureau de change all of a sudden. In fact, they even have agents working for them. Most of the money Nigerians are supposed to be getting from the ATM machines are being sold back to their bookies who are doing bureau de change. And those one eventually sell it back to the populace, to the masses. How can you live in a country like Nigeria and like Nigeria and claim you live in a country? Is this actually a country? Do we have rules and regulations guiding us? Or are we just not different from the hierarchy of the animal kingdom where it is always the survival of the fittest? If you are rich in this country, you're powerful. Because your riches will influence the kind of calibers of friends that will surround you. You will know every DPOs in every area, every bank manager in every area. In fact, some rich people know the MD of every bank directly, depending on how much they control their domain. But what happens to the life of the common man? Does the common man has the wherewithal to survive in this harsh environment? I was discussing with some of my friends a few hours ago, and people were blaming Emefiele, I mean the CBN governor Godwin Emefiele, for the policy he enacted. And I said something to them, though some people, in their opinion, they disagree. I said it's not just the problem of Emefiele, and even if Emefiele had come out to private change, redesign the naira, in order to be able to strangulate some of the people who are, you know, allegedly hoarding our money. Because one of my friends said that the CBN governor said or disclosed that there were so we were Nigeria are supposed to have like 7.3 7.3 to 7.7 trillion naira in the economy in circulation. But from their own estimation, we only have like 2 point something trillion, 2.3 or so. So the remaining trillions of naira was owed by the rich. But the question is, how does redesigning the currency and declaring the former, I mean the old bills illegal and the new bill as a legal tender, how does that strangulate the rich? Because as far as I'm concerned, even the rich will not step an inch. They will be in their house and call the MDs of every bank and tell them to send their boys to come and pack all this money, and they will replace it with new notes. And the masses on the street, the average Nigeria, some who even still earn 10,000 naira, even in this year 2023, 10,000 naira is not different from like having like isn't it even up to $8, the real sense of it, or maybe maximum of maybe 10 to $12. I'm not sure. Some people still earn that in a month. We are not even talking about people who live in abject poverty. I'm going to be sharing some of the videos to you as you're watching me talking. As you're watching me talking, I'm going to be sharing some of the videos that I've been privileged to have at my disposal. You will see banks that are using old money to cover the new ones. Let's go and watch this video first before I come back.
So they should go and look.
Yes,
Look at it. You have so many new notes.
Bring them down. Bring them down.
You have so many.
them
These
down.
are see new notes at your back.
Yes.
I want to bring them down so
So
that you
load
see.
all your machines. I do not want to hear it because we'll keep continuously be checking.
Yes.
Make sure that your machines are working.
can
So
see
make
them.
sure bring them out and load.
That's all. That's all.
And that's
These are 500.
Yeah, food.
But you haven't gone to pick up.
Spends both 500 and 1,000.
Have you gone to CBN branch to pick up today?
Yeah,
They called it, didn't they?
Welcome back, guys. I'm sure you've seen the video I just displayed to you. You can see how the banks and their people use the old note to cover up the new ones. And Nigerians are queuing at every bank stations in every corridor of the country. In some countries, in some states, it's even worse. They can't even get the new naira notes in some states. People have to beat each other up. Who does this to us? Let nobody blame Buhari. Let nobody blame Emefiele. Even if those ones make bad policies, which I will know. In the first place, how did they even become the president? Or how does the president become the president if not elected by simpletons like Dimbat, by people who are complicit of corruption? A lot of people have been coming now trenchantly, arguing and you know laying claims on what would have been done better. But the truth is just that there are other people who viciously also come out to say, oh, they are making awareness to Nigerians, so tell them who to vote for. But eventually, even this 2020, okay, this is February 4th. This video is recorded on February 4th. In the next 21 days, when we'll be having our presidential election, I'm sure Nigerians will still go out to vote for whoever they felt like, which will be another failure of his own. And the same people who vote for a corrupt leader will still come and tell us that Nigeria is bad. How will it not be bad when every element, every eggs in these countries are bad? Nigerians are by prosing Nigerians, all Nigerians are corrupt. Though everybody in the world, I would say we are all corrupt, but our own is on another level. The layers of corruption in this country is second to none. Perhaps maybe there are other countries that are corrupt, more corrupt than us, but when you see the way we live here, I'm not sure there will hardly be any country in the world that can challenge us in terms of corruption. In fact, at the time we are the poverty capital of the world, so that should say a lot about who Nigeria is or what Nigeria is. We're so corrupt that even corruption has been redefined in our own domain. You go out to want to buy fish that comes at the maybe regular rate of 800 naira. The woman, an average woman selling fish will call it for 2,000. Especially if you are a man and you are expected to start pricing. By the time you price down to 1 2, you buy. You don't know that apart from the normal 800 she's supposed to sell it, she already has her grain and she has already swindled you of another 400 naira difference. My wife will come back from market and will tell me all sort of rot that happens in the market. An average Nigerian, a common Nigerian out there is ready to swindle you at every given opportunity. Ordinary Maggi that is being used as one of the ingredients for food. You go and buy pack. If you are to buy half pack, let's say there are 50 pieces in a pack and half is supposed to be 25. You will see them count 22 inside another nylon and tie it. If you are not smart enough to count as they were counting, you will just get home and discover that instead of 25 pieces of Maggi, you will find 22 there. Is it the cause of Buhari too? Is that being caused by Emefiele? At every given opportunity, the moment they increase fare or if they increase gasoline or the premium product. Maybe there was a time when premium product was 97 naira. There are some distance that will cover here for like 15 naira. The moment it becomes 124 naira, the thief fare automatically increased by 100%, despite the fact that the petrol was not increased by 100%. So Nigeria, who did this to us? I went to the bank last week Thursday. I'll show you my leg. I got injured by an angry mold. When I was the one who even called the people that we should go and see the manager. They should tell us why we have not been able to get money at the first bank in Ikorodu garage here. I was injured. I even showed my leg to the manager. The gate of the bank when the security was dragging. But I was even calming people down. They tear up the gates. They injured my leg. And the manager just came out and it looked like it was even nothing. Customer care, we don't have sympathy for life. We don't care about any other person. We don't even have customer relation. People were sitting down in the sun and the so-called silly-headed manager was sitting in the AC there watching people from CCTV. Could not have even come out to address why there was no money in the ATM machine. He just sat down there carelessly. At the end of the day, when you see if they say some Nigerian company don't last more than 30 years, it's just that they claim that First Bank was built in the 18th century, 18 something, 1874 or whatever, 1894. I don't know. But I believe that most of that time maybe the white people are the one controlling it. Or they has it. I'm not sure a white person will still not have shares in our banking system there. Because if you look at the attitude of some people, when you employ them to job, I don't know, nobody scrutinizes them, nobody chastise them. Things are just being done. Go to our state hospital here, local government health center. You see the way the nurse talk to people as if something like madness has built mansion in their brain. Go to transport, go and board bus at every garage. You see the way people relate with each other, like as if madness is like the order of the day in Nigeria. In fact, almost if not almost 90 to 99% of Nigerians are mad, who needed to be given injection on a daily basis, probably to regulate their madness. Nothing works in this country when you compare it to other developing country or even other developed countries. Developed country they have left us. If by real virtue we are not supposed to be worshiping any god, we They are supposed to be worshiping the Oyinbos, the white people. Why those one worship God? Because in the real sense of it, religion has not even helped anybody in this country. All these bad behaviors I'm recounting here now are being perpetrated by religious people. They are either Christian or Muslim, either of the two. They are wicked in nature, they are selfish in nature, they are self-centered in nature, they lack morals, integrity, zero. They defraud each other as if it's a normal thing. Even in the church now and even mosque, for instance, an institution that was created that people come and voluntarily donate money to them. They were even rejecting the old notes as of last week. Some of the newspaper tabloid carried the story. Churches and mosques rejected the old notes. Me, I will come. I don't even go to church anymore. I'm not a religious person, but I will come to church and I want to give my own hard-earned money to you. You will not say you reject it because it was an old note. Madness must be have situated in that kind of place. And the person or the people who came up with that ideology, I would say their own madness is on like 10%. But the people who still went there, who struggle to look for the new notes to donate there, their madness has surpassed 100%. Because in the first place, you give money to an institution that like you become poorer and poorer by the day. A lot of people have been in church now 50, 40 years, nothing should show for it. Good character they don't have, money that they claim they were looking for there they don't have, godliness they don't even have. Just religious people, dimbats that are just floating around. And almost average common Nigerian is like an idiot. They go abroad too, they still perpetrate all this silliness, all this evil things. Their characters never change. The only thing that compel them to work according to law over there is they know that you misbehave, they throw you inside jail. So are you in Nigeria? Who are you as a Nigerian? If your father or mother or brother or sister or auntie or any relative or friend, if they steal money, do you call them thieves? It's easy for people to point finger at all those for all our politicians, they used to call them names. Some people will say Tinubu is a thief. Have you ever seen Tinubu stole any money before? It's an assumption. So don't go far into the political arena by calling Atiku a thief, Tinubu a thief, Buhari an incompetent person. Look around you. Look within you. Look within your family. Look within the settings of your friend, the circles of your friend. Look within your caucus. Look within your community, your society, your street. Ask yourself this question: who are you, and who are the people you relate with? Who are the people you roll with? Actually, that should tell you a lot about who you are and why we are in this deepness. You will say Tinubu is the one who brought Agbero to Nigeria. I don't like any political. I'm not a fan of any political whatever. In fact, if I'm given the privilege to vote, everybody will know who I will vote. So I will vote for Showore. I was never a fan of PDP, never a fan of APC. Labour market a little bit because it's a new movement. Ideology behind it, if stable, if they stood by their word and by their promises, maybe. But like I always tell people, you have to be tested for you to know whether someone is good or not. So for people who are queuing behind some some new political party, well, I hope they don't regret it at the end of the day. Well, I just hope. I'm looking for that surprise that will come if, let's assume, Peter Obi won the election. Let's assume. I pray he wins. At least if nobody will win, if Showore will not win, is the other person I'm looking into. At least let's have a fresh mood, a fresher coming from a fresh party, kind of, or an unknown party like that to lead us. Let's see what it can do. Maybe if Peter Obi win, Peter Obi will be the head of NEPA in your area that used to sell light to all those industrial companies in your area at your own detriment. Maybe Peter Obi will be the chairman of the garage of your community that will make sure that there are no kind of corruption going around that will make the driver enforce you commuters to pay extra fee. Maybe Peter Obi will be the nurse and doctor in all those general hospital and all those health center that misbehave to patients as if they were not humans like them. Maybe Peter Obi will be the one to come with a policy that will tell the NIN people that every time you want to make a change on your NIN, even if you want to change your name, your address or phone number, you have to do it separately and you have to pay separately for it. And as at the time they said the updates will come out, it won't come out. If they promise you 1 month, just go and wait for 3 months. Maybe Peter Obi will be the one to tell every business owner in your area to stop taking advantage of every dire or silly policy being made by an idiot in office. So if there is no fuel, people sell black market, they take advantage. PVC, just to distribute PVC to the people who want to vote, you have to. There are so many videos trending online. I don't even need to play any videos here. Anybody can do this video that I'm doing now and talk about Nigeria. Though I will still pay attention, collect my material one day and come and talk about the corruption of this country. But this one is just getting out of hand. I want to see someone who wants to come and blame me. Your brother in your area, your blood brother is doing yahoo, and you want to blame a politician for stealing from your cover, from the state treasury. Your brother steals something and it's not a crime, but if other persons steal it, is a crime. What is wrong with us as a people? If your father is a thief, stealing money from whichever company he works for, it is okay now. Since you're spending part of it, you're living large. Most of the omolowos, all those rich children that we have in our midst in Nigeria today, or people whose parents were able to send them abroad, go and check the salary of their parents now and justify it by the standard of their living and see if the calculation is right, if it's correlates. You discover that people can't account for what they spend. So obviously it must have been coming from an illicit means. People whose salary is not more than 400,000 or 500,000 living like a 3 million naira every month, and they will still go to the same church to go and say, come and sit down, God is good. They are so-called, thief of the Lord that used to teach them the style, the strategies to steal money or to embezzle money or to create a very negative atmosphere for the populace just for the sake of their own pocket. That same God, maybe they will show us one day. People who are in the mosque will go to the mosque. It's only in Nigeria you see people just hand money and people will be yelling, Babao, Babao. Omo, he has arrived. Arrive at what? What did he invent? What did he market? What did he tell you he invested in the years past that is now, reaping the reward now? So who are we as a people? A lot of people have come out to shout all sorts of things. And you see, this thing that I hate when people come out. There are so many activists out there who shout Pan-Africanism, and shout Oyinbo destroy our. What did Oyinbo do to destroy our lives? The phone we are using, they gave it to us. Internet, they own it. The modern day structure of building a house, they own it. In fact, every good things we have ever enjoyed today, the white people gave it to us. So it's the white people that tell your kings to be selling their citizens then for the sake of having a mirror. In the past, it is the whites that causes that. Every Nigerians who embezzle, who do fraud today, it is the white that taught them, right? Even in US, in UK, Canada, in Australia, I have a lot of people there. I do talk to them from time to time. They will tell you that some of the few good ones are always claiming that they always make sure that they don't get recognized as a Nigerian. I have people there who claim Ghana, who claim Togo. It's just as if all Africans have their issues, but our own is peculiar. Extremely peculiar if I'm to put it in the right perspective. So the question is, who are you as a Nigerian? Everyone watching me today, we all have brothers, sisters, sons, mothers, fathers. Who are your parents? If they are fraudulent in nature, call them by their name. They are thieves. Don't just abuse one politician. All the chairman of every garage that is embezzling money, doing virtually nothing and just earning millions almost every week from extorting money. There are some people's parents, some people's husband. Those one will not abuse their own. It is the one politicians that the one. Everybody is always looking for who to blame. Some Pan-Africanists will come now and tell me that Pan-Africanism, we must free ourselves from the shackles of the white. What shackles? They gave you religion. Is it by force to be religious? They gave you education. Don't go to school, don't put blame. But just have humanity in you. Or everything they gave you, did they tell you to drop your humanity and dump it inside the dustbin? Or those institutions, does it defy humanity? No. People who are stupid will be stupid. People who are bad will be bad. People who are good will be good. So it's just left for you to probably discern whichever way you want to go, and how you want to build your image or your integrity. In my family, they know me. A thief is a thief. You steal money, you are living a life you can't account for, you are a thief. If you are following a man, if I had a sister that is following a man just because of the money, I'll call her, you are a gold digger or an opportunist. I don't, so for me to have the mouth, the moral capacity to come out to come and abuse someone else's father or son or mother or whatever, I must have built my own integrity at home. So who are you as a Nigerian? So we are all suffering for it now. Some people say Emefiele is not the one telling all those bank managers to be using even the currency that is not even enough, to be selling it to Aboki or to POS people, to Paga people or POS agents, so that they can be using it to make more money. And those POS people too, are they not Nigerians? They buy the naira and they sell 10,000 naira to pay 1,000 naira. They're paying tithes to collect the money. So I will struggle to work to earn money. I don't work in Nigeria. No Nigerian company pays me money. I will still bring my forex down to Nigeria, and I will still have to go and struggle to pay someone else extra money in order to get that currency. Is that not madness? Is that not madness on its own? Some people are paying 2,000 to collect 20,000. That's 10%. Some people collect 15 to 20%. So you will see people charging 2,000 to collect 10,000. So when you want to collect 10,000 and you transfer 10,000 to the POS agent, they'll give you 1,000 naira. It is Buhari who caused that one too. I said we are not good people. And share your gidi. There are hardly good people in Nigeria. Everybody just wants to, and we are myopic people. We don't think past what we are going to eat now. I've seen a lot of people build company. They make millions. And what they do is either spend it on irrelevant things, buying phones, buying gadgets, buying TVs, buying cars. That's what they do. Just to show off that I am better than my friends or my peers. So I have arrived in my area. All those young guys even doing Yahoo, check them out. What do they do with the money? They buy cars, they go and rent an expensive house, they carry all sort of olosho, all sort of prostitute, waste the money. I was still discussing with my friend this night. And it happens, even abroad. There is this Yahoo guy in my area. I didn't know him per se. The story was narrated to me. He wanted to do birthday for his 1 year old son in a rented apartment. Spend more than 2 point something million to do the birthday. Kill 2 cow and 2 ram, making 4. So now he's always walking around the street begging people for money to feed. That money which he wasted on doing the birthday could have been invested for the child. The child will pray more for him if he grows up. Because if you invest 2 million naira now, before a child of 1 year old will become 20, that 2 million naira will have become maybe in hundred of millions. And the child will have a safe landing, a soft landing, instead of growing up and start to struggle. Can have, if he has any business models, he have finance to back it up. We don't think straight. We don't use our common sense. And in everything we do, well, let me end this because I'm just here to rant. I'm not just here to do video. Just here to rant. You understand? But just check yourself as a Nigerian. I hope we change as a people. I can't force anything. Nobody in this world can force anything on anybody. It's only when we all collectively come together to start the change we want to see in people. I must be that change that I want to see in people. Everybody around me, if anybody who is watching this video know me, I abuse people for fun. Why? Because even if I fucked up, I abuse myself. So if you fucked up, or if you are a thief, I call you by what by the description of your action. I don't know how to paint it. If you are a thief, you are a thief. If you are a prostitute, you are a prostitute. If you are honest, you are honest. If you are not, you are not. If you are a religious bigot, you are a religious bigot. If you are a fanatic, you are a fanatic. I don't give a hoot who you are. I'll call you by what you are. Worst case scenario, we cease to have relationship. It's not the end of the world. I just know that the way we are derailing. Already we are derailed. But the way we are descending into the bottomless pit, I pray there will still be Nigeria in the future. I pray.